would like to recap and bring us all up to speed. A little bit of inspiration.
Dawson, you want to get Firm's first inspiration? It's good to have one in the pocket.
Oh, um, do I trust myself to remember what happened?
Just try.
Only you can. Yeah,
Lord.
Doug tries all the time.
Okay,
Sometimes
so
Doug
let's
doesn't write
see.
it down.
Oh, okay, let's see here. So, from the tragic passing of Kriaz, that was where we started. Everybody finished off the things, collected the little crab-looking guys. They did some scavenging. Merv got some of his I think it's the venom or the blood of them,
Yeah.
and then collected some of the carcass. After that, I think the group was ready to leave the cavern, trying to figure out what exactly to do, head straight to Bastion or bury inside the place with Kriaz's body. Soon after, they left the cavern, they ran across Firm. And I mean, he was just out there cooking, just cooking a good measle. Cal decided it was about that time to go rob some random guy of his meat.
Mhm.
So he went up, grabbed some handfuls of meat, teleported back to the group, and from there, Firm went to go figure out who it was, and then came across the group. Had a little of an encounter. After a little bit of conversation, a few spells back and forth, Cat he protected Kriaz's body with gentle repose, sort of starting to like fill the group out, and provided shelter for a few. Kyle's still on the verge of not trusting him in any way, shape, form, or fashion, so it seems. Um, yeah,
Cal's in it right now.
He's
Okay,
pouting.
He's not pouting. He's just going through some stuff.
uh, yeah, and outside of that, I mean, I think it's about to start the day for the travel back to Bastion, I assume, is where we're all headed. Firm agreed to go with him, and then from there discuss what may or may not happen, see how the group is. Honestly, I think last session was just more of a role play, not really like big events. And that's what I remember.
Yeah, very good. Take some inspiration
Oh,
for giving a
or not.
recap for everyone. I'll make a note. The obviously Kriaz and Firm large events that occurred, but also the reveal that Rainier was not who they initially appeared to be.
I thought that was the session before
Oh,
this one.
I forgot what the fucking vicious name Cal gave him was.
Oh my god.
It was
The
good.
Liar of
Wellsworth.
Wellsworth, yeah.
Yeah, that's good shit.
Oh yes.
Brutal.
I need to make a note of that one. I cannot
Yeah.
forget that plot point.
That they took on the identity of someone else
Mhm.
and has been
A fallen
living
warrior.
living as a hero.
And this fucking bullshit, like Max, quote unquote, getting surgery to just avoid having to deal with this big reveal. I'm on to you, Max.
It's
Yeah,
convenient
this is
timing.
in the
for
recording.
sure.
It is
Yeah.
convenient time. Oh, yeah.
Convenient.
I'm absolutely
We're not-
recording this.
We're not going to cut that out. You need to know
No,
what you did.
I might clip it in addition and send it specifically so that there's no missing it.
Truly brutal. Truly brutal.
Oh, what was his real name?
Did anybody write it down?
I did, but it didn't save.
Shit.
Oh,
Levi Sessler.
Yeah, it was.
We're just gonna spell Sessler how it sounds.
How close did I get there, Sean?
I believe that is just full accurate.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Good shit, Adam.
Hell yeah.
How much of a poll was that?
I mean, I keep written notes, but the big question mark with any name is
How is your handwriting?
Well, both how is my handwriting, and also like I'm always just writing it as I hear it, and my hearing's fucking awful. So like, there's no guarantee I've ever got a name right.
You all, it is the
Shit, it did save. Never mind.
15th of Tarsak. It is early in the morning. You have dug the hole for Kriaz to be buried, and in that time had discovered as you were inventorying, doing inventory on some of the objects you picked up, discovered that some of them react with each other in a somewhat dangerous manner.
Yeah, ciphers specifically.
Yeah, ciphers have a certain kind of resonance with one another.
Relics are safe as far as I know, but ciphers are at a hard cap of 3 any more than they begin to resonate, and then they do some kind of weird wild magic shit, essentially.
You
I'm currently
can
at disadvantage for everything today.
Yeah, you are currently, as a reaction of having too many together for too long. Mechanically, there is not a hard cap of 3. You could carry 20,000 on your person if
Well,
you could hold the weight of it, right?
The resonance.
The resonance begins with more than 3. But I will tell you this up front, mechanically, the roll to have an event occur, there is a wide margin of nothing and then things. So most of the time, nothing will happen.
Better safe than sorry.
Sure.
But yeah, I think today then, like, first thing Merv would be like portioning out the ones in my proposed distribution.
I have distributed them as you have proposed in the Discord. Everybody's inventory is accurate. Everybody's inventory, well, for the most part, if someone has cipher and relic, there should be new categories for ciphers and relics.
Yep, awesome.
Mechanically, I may occasionally call for a cipher check when the time arrives. It is not a daily thing, but it may arrive at a time that is inconvenient. And that will make it easier to help identify. Keep in mind that the ciphers are one-time use unless they say specifically otherwise. So remember, if you use it, make sure you delete it out of your inventory.
Everybody should be at 2, I think, except for me. I'm at 1 relic, or I'm at 1 cipher and 1 relic, but everybody else should be at, I believe, 2 ciphers at the moment. Yeah.
Quickly separating these items so as they don't disturb one another. The only thing to do before you head back to Bastion is just to simply bury Krios.
Yeah, I guess I'll take Levi's little multi-tool and start digging.
We had already dug the hole.
Oh,
the
did
night
we?
before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
you
did
all
that
had-
during a bit of a rest. It
yeah,
wasn't
it's
really a rest,
part
it
of
was
all the
just-
morning stuff, and when this discovery of the objects was made,
Yeah.
people were beginning to dig the grave for Krios.
Then I don't know how to do that.
I would also like to add into the inspiration story that I was giving. I didn't want to leave this out. Ted got to speak with Krios because Ted's an MVP.
Correct. Yeah.
Right, Ember did.
Ember Prime, yeah.
Yeah,
We
Ember
did have
speak with
some
them.
closure with Krios, which was nice.
All right, my bad. Continue.
Oh, you're good.
No, that was important. I hadn't forgotten about it, but it was like it was a thing that very much establishes our current vibe. Because we did like ask, like, is he good? Like, is he mad at us, etc.
Living his best life.
Oh, and then you play this fucking song. Piece of shit.
Hey, it's literally
yeah.
called Death of a Hero. It's
Yeah.
for every time
It is
one of
for-
you
yeah.
dies.
Yeah, it hurts. Hurts the same.
Why did I not hear it?
It's
have my
very
volume up.
it's pretty low. I have it set pretty low.
Oh,
wait,
it
my
is.
global
I thought-
volume. No, this is my fault. My global volume is all the way down.
Yeah.
I thought my sounds was said it was wrong too. I was trying to figure out which one to turn up. Ah.
You set Kriaz into the earth. The sun beginning to creep through the morning trees. There's the sound of birds in the sky.
As we're like getting ready to actually cover him up, Merv goes, "Oh fuck!" Like jumps down and like pulls the cover aside to try to get at his stuff.
What are you doing? He said to be buried with it.
Hey mate, he was making a fucking thing for me.
Oh.
I want to see what he came up with. He's looking for the little like booklet of like katas you're making for Merv to do some like trip. You see, like Merv like takes it, like holds it up. What was it? Was it just a bunch of papers?
Yes, it was just like blank papers with no book because he wasn't gonna be that
Uh-huh.
efficient, and he's just got Merv with like a stick figure. These are elite drawings, by the way. Stick
Uh-huh.
figures, and then like arrows saying Merv, enemy, and then like showing the leg sweep. And he's
Yeah,
just like,
Merv like holds them. You all see Merv like hunker down over them for a second, like reading them, and you hear like, "Okay, we're good."
Get
Puts them back.
get the maps while you're down there.
Fuck.
I thought we
you already
pulled
got
those
'em.
out yesterday.
I don't know. My hands are all greasy. I can't concentrate.
You
to
got.
think about
I think you
anything.
got him. For the record, what he was scripting here is me shin kicking people. That's where he'd gotten to.
Nice.
Shin kicking, and there is something about tickling the back of the knee in one of these, which is a wild pull, but
All right.
it makes it sound a lot more tactical than that. But he does have drawings. Anybody want this, or can I send this with him?
You don't want. It's up to you.
I get the gist. Merv like opens it back up and just like puts them on Krios's chest and pats them.
Mm-hmm.
Can somebody? Oh, hang on. Gets the grappling hook.
Batman's your way out.
Yeah. Like turning around and realizing it's like 2 feet taller than me.
Yeah.
So like, what kind of customs do you not bog people tend to do?
Depends. We dwarves have to be buried in stone.
Huh.
I'm gonna check with everybody on their way back to Bastion. Don't worry, it'll be a normal conversation. But
Okay.
this is something we should know.
Yeah, I mean, like the two different ways we do it is like drop them in a deep hole or hollow out a tree and close them in there. You
Okay.
can't really like dig in the mud; it's kind of pointless.
This morning you said to dig a hole and fill it with your acid and throw you in, and that was
I mean, I know I'm talking like customs. That one's a me thing. It was like, what kind of? I mean, I get why you bury them. Maybe I'd. What do y'all like do for funerals and stuff?
Don't go to them.
Yeah,
I haven't really had to do this a lot, so once the hole is filled, I will use Ember will use her Blessing of the Forge ability on Kriaz's glaive and plant it in the ground.
Okay, I'm just referring to figure A that I created about a week ago. Yeah, works.
All right. Well, we ready to.
Anybody feel like saying anything or?
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't really done this a lot.
I mean, we could do it like we do in the bog, which is generally you get pissed drunk and then you talk a whole lot of shit about them. I think the thinking is if you get all your bad thoughts out then you only have like fond ones left. But that maybe doesn't feel like the vibe.
With Kriaz in the ground, uncertain of what exact custom his people would follow, only knowing that they are reclusive and aggressively territorial, as he described to you. You rend him to the soil. You break camp, and you begin your trek back to Bastion. The journey takes most of the day, but you've gotten up early, so you actually arrive roughly mid to late afternoon. The question will be, what part of Bastion do you want to come in on? You could come in South Bastion, where the Arcanium is, or you could make your way to um, into the city proper. It just depends which. Is there anything you wish to do before you turn anything in and try to get paid?
I
You
mean, we could probably hit a twofer by going to the Arcanium, right? Tell them about the Anhedons and then potentially selling this one here off to Fettelwork. Firm, I guess you can tag along, or maybe like, yeah, you don't know where the fuck you're going in there, do you?
No idea.
Right. So yeah, I guess you can tag along, and if we ever tell you like go out in the hallway or anything, it's not us being rude. It's because like maybe there's a secret or something,
Okay.
or like do like cover your ears and close your eyes kind of thing.
I
Any
can
other
respect that.
any other opinions on like? Do you want to do the K Fisher drop off first?
It's just pure business, right?
Right. I mean, I figured dropping the Anhedon off, if assuming Fettelwork will take it for a reasonable sum, uh, will relieve Ragnarok's back a little bit.
I'm fine. It seems the most prudent, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's the twofer, then it's the just business. Once we got all our money in hand, we can decide what we're doing next. But spend today closing out accounts.
All right. Where would you like to stop first?
I'll make the executive decision. Arcanium.
Okay. Okay. Coming into Bastion, you approach the southern part of the city. The guards there check you. You give your names. They allow you passage through names, business. You see some of the guards nearby even recognize. They recognize who you are. Not all of them, but some of them recognize who you are and smile and wave at you. You make your way into the Arcanium proper, passing through the courtyard. It's late afternoon. There's actually a lot of students kind of milling about, lounging here in the courtyard. There's a big grand fountain that a lot sit on. As you're passing through, you even see some of the people by the fountain casting basic cantrips, practicing on trying to make the water respond to them. Um, you head into the Arcanium. Again, even the guards there know exactly who you are. And you're given free passage to head down to the Department of Research and Reclamation. Having been here enough times, you can follow the shifting of the uh, hallways and movements of it. And you find yourselves in front of a familiar set of doors that give way to your push to enter in. Um, you see in there, let's see, this time of day, yeah. You see, Baracus and Fettlework are in the middle of a conversation as you walk in, just kind of casually shooting the shit. It seems like they both turn, eyes wide, seeing your return. Baraka speaks up as he stands and opens his arms to welcome you all in. Please come in, come in. I didn't know when to expect you all.
Yeah, I probably should have sent ahead or something. Sending.
It's been a trying 48 hours.
Um, you all enter in. The doors closing behind you. The familiar sounds of little objects kind of moving, machinery, the smell of chemicals and forge work in here. Um, you see that Baracus begins clearing the little table just to make room in case anybody wants to sit. Once he collects everything, he looks over your number for a moment and says, "We're missing one, and there's a new one."
Yep.
Krios.
Yep.
It's sad to say, but we lost him in a fight against cave fishers.
Cave fishers.
Yeah, it was a job we were doing while we were out.
I see.
Well,
So I
he's
never-
gone, and now we got this. I mean, he's like a he's a temp hire. Also, he's completely clueless, so we're trying to help him.
I
He sticks
see.
his hand out.
He does your kind of shit, magic, waving wand stuff. Except his all smells weird.
You can see, like he's stepping forward to shake your hand, Firmament Baracus is. As you say the "it smells weird" part, there's like a pause where he kind of pulls his hand back for a moment. There's like you see, there's a slight hesitation.
I mean,
bef-
it smells good, but it's the fact that it smells at all that's kind of weird.
He nods and looks at you, Firmament, and he shakes your hand, and says, "My name is Baracus Mobarad. This here is uh, Beckmodim Fettlework." And he gestures towards a little gnome fella with a mechanical chair. And your name is
Firmament. My last name doesn't necessarily matter, but I go by Firm. That's what everybody calls me.
I mean, what's your last name?
Uh, maybe after I know you guys more.
Right.
I need some air. And Cal leaves.
Callie.
Goes back up to hang out with the co-eds.
Sure.
Before-
Like, as the door closes, Merv turns back to the two of them and says, he's in a state. He needs to do some pretty aggressive partying, maybe.
Before letting go of like Baracus's hand, he just wants to clarify. I don't smell weird. I cook. I smell like ingredients all the time
Yeah,
because of how much I cook.
he's a food slinger.
Oh, I see.
Or a spice slinger, maybe. Spice slinger's got some heat to it.
Well, there's definitely an odd sense to you. That's for certain.
He can hold his breath, too, for like, he says ever, but we're only up to like 8 hours.
Interesting. A useful skill from time to time.
All right. To business, I got a pamphlet for you on the fucking things we killed. There was 4 of them. They're called Anhedons. They were looking for the meeting place of all things. We don't know what that is. They don't know what that is. They did kill some people. We killed all of them. And Fettlework, I like gesture grandly to Ragnarok. We got you a present. We would prefer some payment for it because Ragnarok here's been lugging it around.
It's very
This
heavy.
is an Anhedon.
There's many workshop tabletops that you could offload this thing onto. And you broke it into subsequent pieces, yes?
Yeah, major, like, not into bite-sized pieces, but into like the chunks that could be shoved into the bag initially.
Gotcha. Yeah. Um,
So
you
I can
see,
reassemble it in the rough anatomical shape, but I can't like plug it back together.
yeah. As you begin, like at first he's looking confused, right? Because he looks at you and goes, "You've brought me a pile of rocks."
Nope. It is I think maybe crystal based.
It's stone.
Stone based intelligence. Either way, reckon it was some kind of construct.
As you begin to kind of piece it into a rough shape, right? You see Beckman Dim, his walker bringing him closer, just kind of walking around the piece of it, walking around the table, puts on these little extendo kind of goggles and is looking at it. Two manipulator arms come out of his walker and like crack a little small chunk of the anhedon, and brings it up to the eyeglass and rotates it around a bit. Interesting. Normally, animated rocks, that sort of thing, when the animation ends, they're just simple rocks at the end of it. These look like rocks, but there's something more to them. You said they held intelligence.
Right.
They were eyes right about here. They could, the eyes were like pure red. They could lift things with whatever passes for a mind in there.
That or they had some kind of power source what let them do it.
You see he's like inspecting the torso area, what the head portion and everything. No obvious signs of power source. Some of the fractaline patterns of the crystal are odd, not quartz-like adjacent, but quite the same.
Somehow, power was getting moved through, kind of like blood.
If this crystal held real intelligence, then
Then it's capable of doing so.
perhaps not all crystal is useful, but certain kinds, certain types. This is interesting at the very least. Good instincts on bringing something odd. Though do remember, not every corpse is valuable out there. But this is something, I think.
Not every corpse is valuable, true. However, this was a very unique construct, which seemed like your wheelhouse, shall we say.
Yeah, you don't want to be lugging dead bodies around everywhere. People start thinking you're doing strange things to them.
I mean, as far as we know, there was 4 of these things in the world at the moment.
Well, in that area, we know they
And that-
fall into various places.
Yeah, they fall from. If you hear about this again, it's because they fall from the sky and they start fucking shit up.
Interesting.
We also have this. I'll pull out the piece of metal that I removed from Rainier's shoulder.
Yeah, that one's a weirder case.
We ran into a thing that called itself Peerless themselves. And it referred to itself as we.
Itself.
So it infected our friend and started to try to turn him into one of them. This is all that managed to actually turn before I put a stop to it.
By what method did it try to convert Rainier?
Scratched. I think it scratched him while we were trying to kill it, and when Rainier woke up the next day, this was on his shoulder. This wasn't on his shoulder like armor, and she will put it up to her shoulder like an epaulet, but his shoulder had turned into this.
Do you know the vector? How it was done? What caused it?
So some kind of transmitted disease. It wasn't like a curse or anything. It wasn't magic. I didn't have to dispel it. I had to cure the disease.
Curious. He reaches for the metal and just gives you a look of like, are you giving this to me?
I will put it on the table next to the antidote.
Yeah, he takes it and looks it around, inspects it a bit.
It is metal because I can manipulate it.
Well,
I have the blessing of the forge. Yeah, I'm pretty good at this stuff.
Indeed, you are. For this crystal thing here, I mean, it's unknown exactly what it will do. We'll take a lot of research into it. I mean, I'll offer you. How many pounds are here?
Does the thing weigh like 500 pounds?
Well, it's not full 500, right? It is dense, right? You could fit it in
Yeah.
the bag with other stuff.
True.
Right?
I think it was like 400 because I had to move some stuff out of the bag.
He looks it over. Because I like you, I'll pay you $1 a pound.
Yeah, that'll work.
All right. You see, he digs into a little compartment on the thing, and he begins like shoveling out little handfuls of gold. And he looks at it. That's about right. You get 400 gold. Baraka says that reminds me as well. You are due payment for completion.
Right.
He pulls out a little chest of gold as well, sets it on the counter. In here's the remaining payment. We agreed upon 1,500. This is the remaining 500. Anything else you found about these creatures? I'm very glad that you were able to keep uh, the town of Krua safe. Seems like you've done them a great turn. And this is obviously interesting to know about. Very well. Well,
We're gonna finish up some business, but if you want to, like, we've got some information on the Ameli front that we can cover when some of us are in a better head zone.
well, that would be interesting, consider we've had no information on that front. So I will wait with bated breath.
Also, like, I guess if there are any more weird occurrences like this that are popping up, especially anything to the north, preferably.
I'll keep it in mind. We've been able to hire on some additional help for smaller matters, things I wouldn't necessarily put your expertise to, but if I have anything, I will send word.
Any word from Rael? I contacted him once while we were um while we were out in Krua, but I haven't in the last couple days.
Oh, well then you would know more than I would.
Oh, okay. He's fine. Last I talked to him, asking
I
around.
see.
I'll message again just to be safe.
If you like. I assume he is safe. He is with his family after all.
Right.
Yep, but you almost? I guess the guard was to get him there.
Well, correct. I mean, the last time he traveled on his own was a little bit dicey, so just wanted to make sure.
Got it. Understood. Yep, got it.
Yes.
Has the situation in the city gotten any? I know it hasn't gotten better. So how has it gotten worse since we were gone?
I don't know if worse is the right way to describe it. It's tensions are high. They
So they
continue to fester, I suppose.
ain't figured out a status quo yet.
Not as far as I'm aware. I mean, the council doesn't necessarily clue us in to those ongoings. They sort of want our expertise on this sort of thing. But
Do you got any word on what's going on with the disease?
actually, yes. From what I understand, most of it has been eradicated. There's been a few more serious cases. Those they're still working on seeing about relieving them of that. But the quarantine has been effective so far.
It is intelligent. If you start breaking off most of its outlets, if it can think in mass, it's just going to consolidate its efforts to a smaller number of people and focus on them more.
I will relay that the next time I visit. But the refugees seem to be doing well. Most of them are out of the medical area and are into the well, it's more like a tent city at the moment. It's a temporary measure. There's housing here, but there's not enough housing, and there's more refugees that keep arriving. I can't imagine what any of the towns along the way who are taking them in have to deal with.
We're probably going to stop by there, I reckon.
Where?
The refugee camp.
You're
Or,
more than
like,
welcome. Though they may not allow access.
how tight's the lockdown currently?
Well, at least in the medical area.
Right.
That is a stricter quarantine. If you're talking about going and visiting just the refugees themselves, as long as you're free of disease and ailments, You should be able to pass. Also, given your reputation.
And do we need some kind of like badge or something?
He considers that for a moment, and you see him take a small piece of parchment, scroll on it for a bit, folds it, and hands it to you. Um, just my name. That should get you through for the most part.
That'll work. All right. Well, like I said, the second we got our heads screwed on more straight, we'll be back to give you the full accounting of Amelie. We know roughly where she is. She's up in the north, in the mountains.
You see his eyes grow very attentive, grow wide, pupils dilate.
So
You,
yeah, what we can trade next time is exact location for everything you know about what kind of facilities are up there. Now that you got a smaller search space.
well, north is limited.
I know
Most
they're in the what was it called? Ember Spire? The name of the
um,
mountain range.
the shadow spires.
Shadow Spire, yeah, and that it was in the snowier portion of the Shadow Spires. So I'll relate
Uh,
that at least, because that's all Cal told us, I think.
yeah, you Baracus looks towards Fettlework and goes, "Do you recall the station to the north?" And Fettlework says, "Um, well, there's only one in the Shadow Spire, so that's an easy one. That's Site Sierra 7. It's only notable because of how fast it was abandoned."
What happened?
Oh, it's incredibly far away from any kind of support. You're talking about a month's journey, if not more, from here, at least. There's some nearby settlements, but you're risking the tundra, or you're asking the dragons of the north for help, and that rarely goes well. Um, but mostly environmental dangers, as well as the creatures in the Shadow Spire are, well, incredibly dangerous.
Like I said, I reckon if we give you the exact coordinates, you're just gonna say that is indeed where the site is, and that's indeed what she's doing.
Based on the limited information you've given, it seems likely.
Yeah. The other thing was she was trying to get into the tower, right? Tower, I can't remember the name of.
She was trying to get into the Dread Lookout. Yeah.
Yeah, she was at some point trying to get into the Dread Lookout.
Why would she be trying to get in there? There's no access inside that.
I
I've
mean,
been there.
I don't know. She apparently she wanted to get in there quite badly, I guess, but like I said, once Cal's head's slightly on straighter, he could probably give you a better first person account.
Hmm.
He's the one that saw it.
Well, in that case, I'd recommend screwing his head on tight as possible, because it sounds like you have the first lead in weeks on her whereabouts and what her activities have been.
Look, Cal needs to do some debauchery, I think, and work through some emotions, but he'll be fine, and we'll be fine, and we'll be back.
Very well. I am glad to see you all. And I am sorry for the loss of Krios.
Can you let his people know? We were told by his ghost, I suppose, that we shouldn't be approaching them with a messenger, but you seem to know him before we knew him.
Well, I made his acquaintance before.
And do you know anything about his folks or
I only knew what he told me, that he had been studying in the village and was very curious about the outside world, that he'd had dreams of the monolith. That's why I even met with him in the first place. Also the fact that it's very rare to meet an extremely social Leonin. They're highly aggressive. Do you know that?
We've only met the one.
Yeah, we met the one and he was kind of fucking crazy, but like in a good way.
Hmm. In regards to a messenger, I'm not so sure. I'm not sure who I would send that I would risk.
That's fair. And we'll just leave that be until we got a better idea.
Sure. I mean, it
I've been
sounds like
meaning to-
you've done your best by him. He knows the world.
I was meaning to add on to that for like Kriaz's village. With like the sediment that I came up for him, Kriaz is growing with him. They took a more peaceful route instead of like the more tribal aggressive brand. But with the emerging news of their one of them that has actually made it out into like a big city coming back dead would probably set them over the edge, which is where like the warning of don't go back is mainly coming from, especially with the news of death. Whoever's there probably wouldn't get away.
Look, we got enough to know don't send a messenger, which you'll do. Makes sense though. All right, well, we'll head out then.
All right. See you soon.
Before Fern walks out, he leans forward to Baracus and is like, "You guys were talking an awful lot of this. You said her name was Umeli, and it seemed very pertinent.
Yes, it is.
Is that like is that somebody I should be cautious of, or are we just trying to negotiate with her?"
I would say all of the above. Perhaps you could get your new companions to fill you in a bit.
He does like I don't even know the word for the name. He says okay, and then just he runs back to catch up to Merv.
All right. Cal, you've
Mhm.
been outside for a while. Um, they're meeting. I don't know how much Cal is paying attention to it, right? How much, like in the back of his mind, he's paying attention to it. But they're down there maybe a little longer than you had expected them to be. But you're, schmoozing with some of the coads. They find you in general very endearing. How old is Cal again?
22, I believe.
22, young. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, this is like a college. This isn't a high school,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, I mean, they're into it, man.
Yeah. I'm hoping to find a game of hacky sack.
Yeah, roll D100. Roll for hacky sack.
Yeah.
Roll for hacky sack.
98.
Nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
come
Hell
on.
yeah.
There is
God
a
damn.
sack being hacked.
Yes.
You actually
and-
find in this circle there's 2 hacky sacks going.
And
Hell
one fushigi
yes.
ball.
One of them is being done completely via mage hand.
Yes. Yeah, one of them is all mage hands.
With a 98, how
love
many
that.
fushigi people are around? How many fushigi balls?
There is
Two?
there's one Fushigi guy in the
Yeah.
background, but he's
Oh.
also balancing on a ball, rolling around as
Okay,
well.
that rules.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
He's a
Oh
fushigi
no!
on a fushigi.
Yeah.
I will definitely join the mage hand hacky sack circle.
Goddamn 98.
Yeah. Do you want to roll to see how good you do?
Oh, sure. What would you
Okay.
like me to roll to see how well I do? Is this
If you have sleight of hand, that works. You could do a general
Uh-huh.
dexterity. I'd even allow acrobatics.
Oh no, I've certainly got sleight of hand. Not great.
Okay.
My
You
God.
you
I
fumbled
feel
it a
like I want
little.
to offer you my one inspiration just for this.
The stakes
Right.
have never been higher.
Yeah, you fumble it the first few times it's
Mhm.
passed to you, and then you start picking it up. You know, it's been a while
Yeah.
since you hacky sacked.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, it's hard to convince Rufus to leave his post and hacky sack with me.
Yeah.
Rupert is always up for it, but that means like 50% of the time I can't practice.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm just gonna hacky sack until they come out.
Okay. You all exit out of the Arcanium to see a crowd has gathered around to see this hackening of sackening.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
Fuck off.
Boo.
Oh, if that's a boo, you're not gonna like the episode title.
um, you see Cal is deeply engaged. Like you see like sweat coming off of his scales as him and these people are like this hacky sack is going high into the air, and people are counting at this point. The number of like kicks that stayed up there. They're in the 60s at this point before it's been dropped. It's pretty intense.
Oh, oh. No, no, Boogie, do this round without me. My friends are back. I don't know if I'll be joining you again, but get started without me. Otherwise, if I can join, I'll slip myself back in. Oh, how did it go down there?
We got money.
Money's good.
I figured I'd lead with that because the follow up is we're gonna need your brain for Melly stuff later.
Well, I need my brain.
Right. We need you to like give us well, give them really like a full account of what you saw when you got
Like right
mine.
now.
No, when you got like when you asked the thing and it showed you where Melly was and showed you about the tower and stuff.
All right, very well.
Not right now. Not right now. We're gonna get that map together. We're gonna get probably pissed drunk after we get paid for this other thing, and then we'll go back to them.
Okay, well, all right, but I mean, I have some errands I need to run, but that's fine. But we should get
That's why I
paid.
said, like, we got paid for this one. Now we get paid for the other one.
Oh, very well. Firm, a moment, please.
Yes. And cautiously walks over with him.
I put my arm around Firm's shoulder and start walking away from everybody. Look, I understand that maybe you and I did not get off on the best of feet, due in large part to, well, my sort of hypnosis under the intoxicating smell of the food you were cooking. But perhaps I could offer a little bit of advice. You may have noticed that the group as a whole is on edge a bit, having just lost a party member. And in addition, what you may not have picked up on is the fact that one of the remaining party members, it turns out, hasn't been entirely truthful about who they are or what their name is. So, under those circumstances, if you'd like to continue to hang around with us, um, you will tell me your fucking name.
Oh, how do I put this? I would like to give condolences for the loss that you guys have had. I don't believe I was there for the reveal of the friend of yours you said he's not who he is. Uh I guess I could, for my safety. It's difficult with my last name. We where I came from, we gave up our last name as a group. We sort of became a family of sorts and adopted much of a unified name. So I go by Firm. My full name is Firmament, but it's more of my name is Firmament of the Flavorable Titan. That's what I was a group of. We've donned our we've gotten rid of our last names for so long. It's almost impossible to remember them.
That's fine. I'm not asking for the entire Firmament family tree. Your name is Firmament of the. Could you repeat that last part?
Firmament of the Flavorable Titan.
Firmament of the Flavorable Titan. And it sounds like of the Flavorable Titan is sort of like a family name
Yes.
or a clan name.
Something of that sort, yes.
That's fine. I don't need the specifics, and as I'm sure the others will fill you in, a lot of time the specifics go over my head anyway. But Firmament of the Flavorable Titan. See? This is how we build trust with one another. Do you hacky the sack?
Uh
Boogie, this is my friend Firm. He may or may not be joined. Would you like to hacky?
he throws his hands up and says, "Why not?" and runs with
Always
that.
room in the circle, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
you're definitely going to want to be in the circle. Well, I'm making a presumption here. Do you know Mage Hand?
Oh no, I have not learned that one.
Oh, well, in that case, Boogie, my apologies. He's going to have to go in the other. Dumpster fire! Scoot over. You've got one for traditional sacking of the hack. Hacking of the sack.
Hell yeah, brother. Always room.
Dumpster fire's a wonderful woman. She will make space for you.
Okay. Uh, y- sure thing. Yes.
Yeah, you
I
see,
will-
Dumpster Fire is a is a is a full-on orc, very big, bulky, muscly woman, towers over you, Firm, pulls you in very close to her
Oh, gosh.
body.
Oh gosh. um, are you gonna leave me here?
Well, just for a game or two.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Smash cut to us over here and Murph looking at the edge and going, "You think it's going good or bad?"
Really bad.
Yeah,
Probably bad.
I'm
Well,
having trouble
and-
charting how he got over there.
You will know pretty quickly because as soon as Firm is headed over to the hacky sack circle, I will sort of trot back to y'all. Firmament of the Flavorable Titan is his full name.
Bullshit.
Sure, why not?
No, come on.
Well,
Was it
if
being
it's
straight with you?
not, we get to kill him.
Okay, dial it back. Dial it
Yeah.
back.
Did he agree to that deal?
I mean, he doesn't really
Uh,
get to decide.
I could see it in his eyes.
Excuse me?
I could see it in his eyes. That's why I trust him.
Well, at least you trust him now.
I got questions about a flavorable Titan. And
I got questions on why people don't get a say in being murdered.
I mean, he'd probably fight back, so it'd be more of a killing.
Well, I think you're
Murph,
missing. I
The
think you're missing.
Pedantry is not helping.
Right, I think you're
More
missing
like
the point.
legalese.
Right? The point I'm simply trying to make is that I believe him. I trust that he is telling me the truth,
All right.
which is why I said that if he's not, we get to kill him. I don't mean it literally.
Figuratively, we kill him.
Well, I mean, I might literally kill him, but
Metaphorically.
Metaphorically with a literal dagger while he's sleeping, yes.
Socially with a political dagger. Are we gonna leave him, by the way? Because it kind of seemed like the movie you were pulling there was just to drop him off here and fuck off, which...
No. I just wanted a moment to inform all of you that I had extracted his full name. So as it turns out, there's only one individual who we traveled with for months under false pretenses.
You see Rainier like catches your gaze, doesn't back away from it, and then just like just casually looks away.
All right.
While we're you do understand that I gave myself the name Ember Prime, right? You get that, right? That's not my actual given name, right? You do understand that.
Was somebody else named Ember Prime?
That's my adventuring name. No, that's my name that I picked for myself.
Right.
That's not. I mean, my mom calls me my real name, but
Ember
no one
Prime,
else.
Was Ember Prime a person that you decided to be, or was it?
Yes, I chose to be the adventurer Ember Prime.
Right, but that's an invention of your own that you made, that you thought of. You made it. You chose.
The thing that was put forward was that somebody was not using their real name.
Fair enough. Moving past that for a second, are we gonna keep Firm on or what? I mean, the food is good. That's a plus. The dome thing he made, that also works pretty good. If for no other thing, like, you tell him, like, shit gets bad, go run in a bush or something. But we'll be having a chef or cook. Mainly that dome thing.
Are we really going to have this conversation when Firm is standing, what is that, 15, 20 feet away? Okay, that's pretty good hacky sack.
He's hacking too hard.
I feel like any conversation that we have about Firm's future is kind of fucked up if Firm's not part of that conversation. How is this?
We're having a group conference about our thoughts as a group before he's not in it yet. So I'm asking for, like, candid opinions on him. Like, anybody, like, what we're thinking about him becoming part of our group. Long term, let's say. Like, right now he's like a temp chef, and that's fine. But, like, long term, like,
oh my god.
I mean, it's a conversation we gotta have, like, without him for, like, a second, right? Ain't nothing duplicitous about it. It's, we got a group.
No,
he ain't it.
I concur with Merv. I mean, let's say, just for the sake of argument, not saying that it's the case, but just for the sake of argument, let's say the decision was, oh no, we don't feel comfortable with Firm around. Right? Is that a conversation that we should have with Firm coming up with that decision? Or should we decide that amongst ourselves so that we can present it to Firm in a more delicate way?
Okay, I mean, counterpoint, we all decide, yeah, we like Firm. We want to keep Firm on. And Firm says, yeah, I don't, you all are fucking crazy.
Right, well, that's perfectly reasonable.
That'd be his decision.
Yeah, that's sort of my point. I mean, this isn't just it's like it's everybody's decision.
Okay, here's the thing: if we say, like, yeah, we give him, like, a like a temp membership, sort of working his way into our confidence, then we give him all the information he needs to make an educated decision about what a poor decision that is, and then if he decides he's gonna hang on and come with us, then everybody's making an informed decision.
Rainier speaks up and they say, "A vote yes."
I figured. I guess vote's best way of doing it. Ragnarok, what do you got? You got more adventure and experience, technically.
I mean, I guess I just kind of question his motivations. We're all part of a group because we're all after Melly. What's his reason for staying with us? But if I had to make a decision, I'd say temporarily yes.
Temp yes will work. I think temp yes is a distinct answer from yes and a valid one. Which brings me to my vote, which is temp yes. What about you, Ember?
I'm all for it.
All right. Cal?
Wonderful. Then I guess we can extend an invitation.
Good. I was not gonna like bring it up, but I would have preferred that it was unanimous. Either temp yes or yes.
What? I'm sorry. What makes you think it's unanimous?
Are you no or
I haven't said one way or the other because it doesn't matter. Let's extend the invitation.
I mean it does
Oh
matter.
my god.
It does matter.
Okay,
would
you know
like-
what? I'm gonna grab Firm and I'm gonna take him over to the refugee area. We're gonna go do stuff while we're here. Firm! We're going!
Okay, you vet him. Send us a message if he does anything fucky.
Firm, can you make a hacky sack check for me? It can be flat dex, sleight of hand, or acrobatics.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Oh,
Ember, I'm
oh,
gonna
there's
put the
dex.
bread sprayer in your hand since you're going to the refugees.
Is it the ability check? It's an ability check.
Yeah.
I'll transfer it to you.
Oh, tragic. Hey.
Okay. You have never played this before.
No.
Oh no.
It's tough going. But with Dumpster Fire's guidance, you actually start to pick it up a little bit by the end of everything. And when they call your name, you're just like you call your name to go, you're like just barely beginning to figure it out.
Coming,
Wh-
Ember.
Will I see will I see you again?
Uh, I would say yes. If you don't, I blame them. And
If you don't, it's because they murdered me.
you exit out of the group.
That's what you just said to this
You
person.
exit out of the group. You can hear Dumpster Fire loudly whispering to the person next to them, "I think I'm in love."
oh, on his run to Ember, he's like, "I'll come back and cook for a few of you guys."
Hell yeah, dude.
I mean, do you realize just how big you just scored with a bunch of college kids that like a gourmet chef is like, dude, I'll come back and cook for y'all.
It's huge.
Yeah, you're their hero.
We've been
yeah.
eating fantasy ramen for days.
I'm all out of fantasy Totinos.
You know?
Oh no!
ain't no more fantasy bagel bites. I'll give Ember a breakdown of how to use the bread sprayer in feed people mode.
Cool.
Also, try not to break it. If you do, it's fine. It was for a good cause.
Then Ember and Firm. I mean, if you're all crossing, you probably are gonna
Yeah,
take
we'll
the
have to
same
go on
boat, like
the
right? Like you're all leaving
Mhm.
the same direction and then splitting. Um, so you head over into Bastion proper. Ember and Firm, you all are at the makeshift refugee camp, where new construction was going to be. That is where everybody has been placed. What is everyone else doing?
Oh, before they go, I'll slip the sheet that Baracus gave us
Sure.
so that Ember can get in no problem.
Yeah.
For the rest of us,
Um,
I guess go drop off the cave fisher pieces. Ragnarok would know where.
Yep.
Yeah. Does Ragnarok know where? Do you remember the name of everything, Doug?
1 second. I'm here at the Slayers Guild drop. The Lush Bottom, Wefwin Woldpike.
Oh man,
Pretty good.
amazing.
Come on,
Well,
notes.
well done, sir.
Hell yeah.
Well done. Excellent. Yes, the rest of you head over to the Lush Blossom, a boutique kind of tavern.
Blossom? I thought it was bottom.
Oh, the Lush Blossom.
Hey, Doug.
Sometimes you hear what you want to hear.
I mean, it did have lush before, and it wasn't really.
Yeah, I've heard it both ways. You know.
Oh, I gotta change it in a couple different spots.
Yeah, those in the know refer to it as lush bottom.
Yeah. Excellent. You head in. It has that like it's like a boutique kind of shop, a little divey. It's like you wouldn't go here to get drunk necessarily because the drinks are very expensive here.
Micro
it's-
brew.
A little bit of that. But like she doesn't even consider this place to be like full brewery. It's like this is where I do my art. I do my alcohol art. So at the Lush Blossom, yes, Wefwin Woldpike. um, she recognizes you, Ragnarok. You make a striking impression most places you go. She looks at you, and a lot like there's maybe like 4 people in the place altogether. They all kind of turn, look at like the lot of you. You get some looks up and down, a couple smiles, a couple people just turn and like kind of like smile and chat to themselves real quick. But she waves you over to her little bar area and says, "Oh, good to see you again. Back so soon? Did you find what I was looking for?"
We did, in fact. And he'll turn around to kind of bring Merv over with all the stuff.
Merv walks up and says, "Yep, and only one casualty."
It wasn't without its casualties, so I hope this is worth it.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. It's terrible, honestly. I'm sorry for your loss.
I
Thank
pull
you.
out 7 vials. The
She
8 eggs.
instantly becomes excited about everything that you were laying out. She begins to like bring out like kind of like a to avoid getting like mucus covered eggs all over her bar top. A couple like little crates and things.
Yeah,
to
no,
hold
Merv is
stuff
just
in.
straight up dropping them onto the.
Yeah, you're dropping it
Yeah.
on. She's like quickly putting it into stuff.
And 3 filaments.
Hmm.
Though
Yeah,
I'm going
she
to ask,
she-
like, what's the price per?
Yeah. As you begin pulling, like you get the vials out, you bring the eggs out. As you begin laying out some of the filaments, she actually looks at you and says, "Oh, whoa, hold on. I actually only need the vials and the eggs, but I can direct you to where you can offload anything else you harvest off them."
Very well. So we got 8 eggs, 7 vials.
You see, she looks over the eggs. You can she runs a finger on some of the egg and licks the little goo off of it. Nutty almost. Takes one of the vials, sniffs it, gives a little. That is exactly what we're looking for here. Oh, these Java Howlers are going to be incredible. We're going to make a fortune. Let's see. 7 vials, 8 eggs. For the vials, that'll be 700 for them. The eggs, 400 altogether. On top of, and she hands the 350 gold for the job.
I'll look at like Cal and Ragnarok. We good with that price?
Yes, whatever.
I'm fine.
Neither of y'all want to haggle.
Not really the haggling type. Money's a fairly new construct for me.
I assure you, this is very fair for what it is that you're offering me.
How about throw in one of those free howlers you were talking about whenever you craft them? I'd very much like to taste the fruits of our labor.
I could offer you one howler on the house, but I can do you better. How about a round of oh, I need the name of these things. Where are you? Here we go. How about a round of celestial sunrises?
What's in it?
Well, a sunrise.
Fuck it, fine.
Um, divvies you the coin, takes the items. You see she begins working behind the bar. An expert in her craft, mixing a bunch of different things together. And at the end of it, you see that she is placed in front of you. Because let's see, four kind of like glowing beverages, garnished, iced. Um, they have a certain kind of aura that kind of like glows and emanates very slightly from them. And she just looks expectantly.
Yeah, Cal will knock his back.
Yep.
Merv like begins to get his alchemist supplies out. They like consider his exhaustion for a second and then just puts them away.
Yeah.
Just throws it back.
Hell yeah. It is fruity and rejuvenating. There's a powerful flavor of pineapples and orange and honeys and a little hint of a pomegranate after effect, aftertaste. You all drink this. These cocktails are extremely potent. Um, you wager that each one of these is about twice as powerful as like any other drink that you've had here in the city or really anywhere else. You can feel like a warmth and surging moving through your bodies as you. The next time any one of you opens your mouth, full light begins pouring out of it. You, from your mouth, a light cone shoots out that is like shoots out brightly for 20 feet. Like it is a beam of sunshine. She begins laughing and clapping. A lot of the people in here are laughing and clapping as well, taking great pleasure in seeing people's first experience with one of these beverages.
Yeah, Merv immediately just starts doing the like opening and closing it really fast to make like trying to like make a strobe.
You find after about 10 minutes or so, the light begins to slowly fade. I'm glad you liked them. I can make more potent versions that last longer. I also have other specialty beverages as well, though some of the ingredients are hard to come by, hence the reason why I need the contracts. Oh, that reminds me, I actually can clear this one for you. Um, Do any of you have the contract on you?
Ragnarok will produce it.
All right. You see that she grabs like a little medallion that has the symbol of the Slayer stronghold on it, and asks you the questions. Right? Are you the one to take care of the thing? Blah 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 blah. The runes glow. Your hand is able to be removed from it, and the job is officially completed.
Oh fuck, we gotta go there and get that fucking armor not. Just cancel it or something.
If you're looking to offload any of the other items you may have salvaged from those creatures, let me actually pull up the real name of the thing.
I have carapace, just some question mark, because we gathered some, but I never got an amount.
Yeah, because there's some of it's like
Yeah.
busted, Um, she directs you to. She goes, you want to head down to the Crate and Shanty? It's a generalized store, but he's very interested in kind of monster parts in general. He'll pay you fair.
Very well.
Oh, seeing as you took care of this little thing for me, if you ever run across a creature called a Merilith, that blood, if you recover that for me, then you're talking serious coin.
Keep that in mind.
What was the name of that general store again?
Oh, the Crate and Shanty.
Thank you.
How long is this light thing gonna last for?
Oh, just a few minutes. I'll give you kind of a lower end version of it.
What's the
Wait,
monster we're
what's
keeping an eye out for?
Marilith?
Merilith. I actually only have a small amount of its blood left, only enough for one of my bloody Meriliths.
Knew that Sunrise Drink is quite something with the visual effects and all. I think if you got some bards in here with very big sort of bass drums, really get that beat thumping, maybe some magicians with some minor illusion lights along the walls at night, you could have a real party going on in here.
Yeah, you could like hang one of them from the ceiling and spin them around in circles.
That sounds very interesting. But I like my atmosphere a little more subdued and casual. Don't want anything to distract you from the drinks.
You know. Delicious.
Yep. Have a nice day.
She waves to you goodbye, and you see she begins moving the items that you got her into a back storage room. You head out. Do you want to offload the rest of your stuff?
Yeah, I mean we don't have that much more stuff. Just
Yeah.
the filaments and carapace.
Yeah, you head over to the Creighton Shanty. Very nice Dragonborn runs that establishment. You have 5 filaments, 5 chunks of meat in terms of like various, quantity of chunk of meat, and then 5 carapace. Again, like a variable quantity of carapace. The filaments you find are quite valuable. They offer 750 for all filaments, 100 gold total for the meat, and 250 for the pieces of carapace.
Okay. Yep.
While we are here, I would like to buy a brazier and 5 bundles of incense worth each bundle worth 10 gold.
Yeah, you give him the order, and
Mhm.
he asks one of his assistants, and they run, grab it, and then bring that back to you as they're going over and counting everything else out for you.
Fantastic.
Yeah, easily done. Yeah, if you know the cost of it, go ahead and
Yep.
deduct it. Yep.
Okay, so the even out is adding 250 gold to the group and 800 even for everyone else. Well, besides Firm. Sorry, Firm. Our friend died for this. But yeah, that's the current split. I'll leave it in group loot for a bit. I'll let Max know.
After completing business here, where is it that you all would like to get to? It's like approximately right around 8 o'clock at this point.
Slayer's stronghold. See if the blacksmith is still in.
Sure. Okay.
We gotta get that shit fixed.
All right. You head over to the Slayer stronghold, and we'll check in on Ember,
Yeah.
Prime, and Firmament. Um, you arrive at the location of the refugee camp. It's a you can't miss it. It's a series of large tents that have been recently set up. There is loose fencing set around it. There's guards. City guards are set at watch, and there's a more heavily guarded series of tents next to it that have a lot more um, very few people, if any, are moving about that place. Easy to identify the quarantine medical area and then the tents themselves. In this tent city, just as you're approaching, like you can see, I mean, it is packed with people. Um, a lot of people this time of day are crowded around fires where they seem to be cooking various things. The various scents of foods are wafting in the air. You make your approach. The guards check who you are, what your business is. Um, Having your name and then Baracus's uh, um, guarantee essentially, you're able to um, walk around freely in this space.
Just to clarify real quick, Sean, who were the people cooking?
The refugees, they're just they have food they are cooking. Right?
Okay, I just want to make sure I knew I heard the correct people. I didn't know if
Yeah.
you said the guards.
No, the guards are just keeping watch. Right, they're making
Okay,
sure like everybody is, where they are supposed to be.
had to make sure.
Yeah.
Uh, Ember, Ember,
Mhm.
Ember.
Yeah.
Um, what was the purpose for coming here?
You said you wanted to help these people. I just
Oh,
That's my
okay.
plan. I'm here to help, to heal, do what I did before we all left. Just want to make sure you have a real idea of everything that's actually going on. This is if you're looking to adventure and stuff, this is what you're gonna have to deal with.
Oh, no, no, no. I didn't mean that like in a rude way. I just wanted to make sure we were on the sort of same page because I was going to ask if you could since I'm with your group's name at the moment, help me find I guess like the people in charge here, see if I can get set up somewhere, probably help out the kitchen area, probably where I would do the most help. Uh
I'm not sure there's a central kitchen, but if I had to guess, it's probably the folks at the Church of Lathander running this place. So
Looking around, you don't see any of them there.
oh, okay. Well, never mind.
Yeah, this is strictly City of Bastion run.
uh I would assume no, no, because that's the refugees cooking. He runs over to like one of the guards real quick and it's like, who's leading like the meals for the refugees?
Well, we bring in supplies as needed. Some of them have it. Um, Mostly they take care of themselves. If they need assistance, they're welcome to ask. But as you can see, there's many cooking stations for them to use.
Got it. So if they ask is when they get the help. Got it. Okay.
If they need it, I mean, these is, these people came to us from help, but, look, they can take care of themselves for the most part. We're here to keep the peace and then help with any requests that they need.
Okay. And he runs back to Ember and he's like, okay, so I think I have a good understanding about what I can do here.
Mhm.
Uh, where are you gonna be headed? Are you just gonna be hanging around the people, or are you going to a specific area?
I'm gonna stick close to you. I'm pretty sure that what I can do here, I can do anywhere.
Okay. And then he looks around for like the cooking stations, and I would like to go over there and see if there's any refugee sort of leading a cook for the people hungry or whatnot.
Yeah. You see the way that like there's a lot of people here. There's like one area where there's a lot of cooking stations, but you make note that just due to the sheer number, they have a couple others spread out as well. That way, not everybody surges into one location.
Mm-hmm.
But the main cooking area, you see there's just a bunch of people. Like there's a bunch of pots. People are making generally like stews here, right? Something easy to be able to dole out to a large volume of people. Some folks are cutting and splitting bread. There's cheese wheels that they're working their way through as well. It doesn't look like, I mean, they're not dining on scraps, but it's obviously not like a five-star meal or anything.
Okay. Uh, he he runs up and sort of sets his bag down out of the way a little, and he just sort of announces that he wants to help. He works best in the kitchen. He wants to help where he can if they don't mind him assisting with the cook, even
Oh,
though they don't know him.
absolutely. There's plenty of room here. Not enough chefs in this kitchen.
Okay. And then he double checks for any containers, I guess, and such to make sure he knows what's where. Checks for this essentials, see if there's any empty containers. And I would like to, for this station, use my free cast for create food and water.
Cool, excellent. What dish or dishes do you bring up for them?
Um, I'd say more of like heartier meal of a chicken based, not necessarily a soup, because he would feel that everybody's already had that after seeing it. Nothing against it, but innovation for them. Chicken, uh, like a
Chicken
pan
parm.
fried chicken and risotto.
Yeah. Hell yeah. What
I,
kind of Oh, go on.
I was gonna say I see also that it says for 15 humanoids, but I would assume that's like a full plate worth, or a full huge, or a full regular plate size, and seeing it like the size of the people here.
Yeah, these
Uh,
people like they know how to make it stretch.
well, I was gonna say he would just cut the portions in half, sort of, instead of like a regular plate size. He would do like not a miniature plate, but a smaller size, so he could feed more.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be reportioned once created, right? It can be
Okay.
reportioned into smaller plates, right? And what kind of beverages do you create as part of this as well?
Uh, a sweet tea of sorts.
Wonderful. Um, you weave your magic and appearing on large platters and empty containers and barrels, um, a, a literal feast apparates as you weave it into existence from your sheer will. These people are like aghast at how you've done this, and you see a little kid walks up and grabs a little bit, tastes some of the chicken, smiles and claps, and like the people nearby like rush to get whatever it is that you've made for them here.
As fast as he can, he would just like to start handing out plates.
Yeah. You get a lot of like people are uh trying to take a plate, they clap you on the shoulder, squeeze your arm, toothy smiles, toothless smiles, a lot of very, very happy people here. um Now that you have a free casting of that, but
Mhm.
I don't know, do you have third level spell slots? You
I
can
do.
keep casting that spell, I believe.
So that's what I was gonna say was after this station, he does like the whole food that he can cook for this, and gets it all passed out. He's gonna sort of get it set in motion so the refugees there managing it, can handle the rest of it, and then move on to the next station and do the same for them.
Hell yeah.
You basically today I would end up using up all the third level spell slots if you're okay with that.
Um, yes. Well, actually, a specific wording of this ability, right,
Hmm.
is you can cast a spell once without using a spell slot, once a day, right?
Yes.
Um, uh, but it doesn't like you can cast the spell without knowing the spell, right? Like that's like you can use this feature to do that.
Hmm.
Did you learn the spell to be able to cast it with your spell slots?
I have it, but it doesn't let me prep this one. It since it put it under the I guess from the ability, it doesn't have a prep for it. It just has a use spot. So it just says
Yeah.
any space.
Yeah. So when just wow, just to be clear on it, it's
Hmm.
like when you made it in D&D Beyond, it was one of your full prepped ones because it doesn't give you the spell. It allows you to cast it using this ability specifically, but it
Hmm.
doesn't teach you the spell. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So the question would be is when you were picking your spells, did you also pick this one?
No. Oh, so I think I see what you're saying here. On the end of Mingle with Wind at the last sentence of it, it says I am able to cast it with the spell slots of the appropriate level outside of the free cast. Oh,
Um,
sorry. No, wrong one. My bad.
It's under
I read that.
sous chef. Yeah.
Ah, tartar sauce. Okay. No, I need to work on that one then. Oh no. I'm thinking of what he can do. What can he do?
I mean, if you want to cast it right for this
Hmm.
moment, then just unprepare one of your other ones. Like you'd have to drop one of your third levels, right?
Oh, okay. I just don't know how to add.
You don't have to worry about adding it, right? It's just about knowing like what spell would you give up to learn this, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I might revisit the wording on that.
Hmm.
I might give you the spell, but based on its specific wording, it actually doesn't give you the spell for free. It just allows you to know it and cast it the one time, right?
Okay.
Yeah, just a weird little funky thing. Um, Cool. You create feasts for these folk. It's not enough to feed all the people here, right? Like
Yeah.
there's just too many. So there are a lot of people that are disappointed. They arrive after the fact, and there is nothing for them. Um, so you get some disappointed faces, some downtrodden hearts, but you made um that food can be a healing factor for people, right? It changes the way their emotions in that moment. And these people could use all the help that anyone could offer them.
At each of the stations, uh, he would sort of announce that whenever he's able and in the city, he would try to come by for like breakfast and dinner mainly. Not too much sure on lunch, but he would try to come by for breakfast and dinner to prep and cook for the refugees.
Yeah, I mean, you get people like, saying like, I'll hold you to it, but very excited about just the idea of that happening. Um, Firm, you go doing your thing. Ember Prime, what are you doing here in the refugee camp?
Uh, Following Firm, I also will. I am just cooking. I have cooking utensils.
Hell yeah.
I didn't think about it, but Ember would have thought about it to grab materials, ingredients to provide for as many people as that will serve. Whatever, I don't know, 150 gold will get her in terms of supplies, and then just
I mean, a
cook.
lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Like you would for 150 gold of like food in the city, like especially if you're buying like like things to serve lots of people, grains and that kind of stuff. I mean, you'd have to like ask for like borrow like on your name borrow a card or put a deposit to have like a card or make a card.
I still have a cart. It had a
Brought-
body in it not too long ago.
Brought
But
the card all the way with you. Okay, cool.
nobody needs to know that there was a body in it not that
No.
long ago.
No. You wipe it out. That's a shit ton of food. Still not enough to feed everyone here. Again, a very
Correct.
large refugee population. But
I was gonna say she will also look out for anybody who has got serious injuries. She's also
Yeah.
especially looking out for that sickness.
yeah,
I know they said it's under control, but I kind of don't believe them. Like, I feel like their definition of under control was like, oh yeah, we've relegated it to this area. So she's just making sure that it is in fact under control because she knows what to
Cool.
look for.
yeah. You don't find people that are in dire need of medical attention. There are people that have, there are minor aches here, right? Um, you're welcome to, help them do any kind of healing as you see fit for that sort of thing. Like toothaches, that sort of thing. But it looks like, as far as major medical issues, like they've either been taken care of or they've died, right?
Okay.
You see very minor things that you would just normally say like, hey, give it time, and it'll heal.
Yeah, this was all going to be non-magical support. This was just
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, you don't see anything that would even like really require magic necessarily.
perfect.
Go ahead and make a 2 medicine checks for me.
Medicine check. That is under attributes. Normal.
Okay. Extremely good.
Nice.
um yeah, no major issues here. Um you you do find on your nat 2028, you do find as you're specifically keeping an eye out for, you find someone that still bears signs of the infection. um it's progressed a little far, and the reason you even thought to check them is um they've moved kind of away from everyone. They're near one side of the fence that it's a little like muddy and mucky in this area, and they seem to be just like in the muck. So like it just looks strange that this one person is off on their own. And when you go to investigate, it becomes very clear to you that this person um, is visually affected. You see deep black veins. There's even at the corner, like their teeth are even stained with that same kind of weird inkiness to them. And you swear that you see things moving under their skin.
I will go ahead and use a spell slot for lesser restoration. I'm not taking any chances.
All
Hold
right.
on, I'm just gonna get y'all better.
They struggle and resist against you. They try to like flee from you as well. Can you make a oppose athletics check to try to get this person? 18. Yeah, they make a move for it. You grab them solidly, pull them in, and then place your hand upon them, feeling the healing energy pour from you into them. They're pretty far progressed. It's going to take 2 spell slots to affect them, to purge it from their body.
I will go ahead and do that.
They expel the fluid. You see those strange organic semi-metallic worm-like structures begin to swim around in the muck. A couple people nearby, like, they notice like you're doing something. They see magic, they come close, and then they see what has happened here, and you know they kind of panic a little bit. A couple of the guards rush over and ask what's happening.
It's all right. It's all right. I will make sure to burn the worms,
Yeah.
as I believe is necessary. If I did remember that correctly, it wasn't that long ago for Ember Prime.
Yeah. You send some fire their way. They can't really get away from you in this moment. You're able to cleanse the area. As you begin to shoot fire, right? The guards that have come over to check to see what's happening, like you can see some of them are like half drawn blades because they don't exactly know what's happening and you're setting things on fire, but they quickly identify what you're doing, blades back down. Once everything seems to be in order, you can see that uh a couple people that they're not dressed like guards. They're dressed more like you would identify them as someone like who is they seem to carry themselves as people that are like comfortable with like this grossness, right? People that have like seen this kind of thing before. They have protective kind of mask looking, like a leather kind of mask over their face, with these deep glass goggles on, and they go to work with gloves and shovel and everything, like shoveling up all the mud and muck that has any of these worms that you've scorched, and like putting it into a container, to clear out of here. Um, the person that you've purged, they're weak, right now. They look better instantly. Um, and the guards ask if they can take this person from you.
I mean, yeah, there's no need to take them. They're okay now.
Just
Sorry.
gotta be sure. You know how it is.
Yeah,
Don't want
yeah,
none
yeah.
of this spreading around.
Yeah, that's fine. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. It's all out of you. Sorry, I had to tackle you, jump you. Sorry about
They
that.
they give you like they're kind of glassy eyed. You can tell like the whole process for them is a bit traumatic, but there's a recognition that you have done them a good turn. They look at you and nod, and you can see them mouthing the word "thank you," but it's hard. It's barely a whisper comes out of their mouth. Um, and they are escorted, and you can see if you keep an eye on them, you see they're escorted over to the medical section. Otherwise, here everything seems as best as can be, right? There's a lot of people crammed in a space that is not big enough, and you can like you like stop for a moment and just look, and you know like this is not sustainable. At some point they're either going to need to get let loose to wherever they want to go, come into the city, but you also know like this Bastion's big. It's not big enough to accommodate.
It's not 2 cities.
Right, it's not 2 cities. But you're not sure exactly what you could even do to affect that, right?
Yeah.
You have done here what it is you can.
Ember,
Yeah.
that the school that we were at, are they just regular students learning, or are some of them, like higher trained, better quality mages?
The Arcanium?
Yeah.
I'm honestly not sure. I think they're just people who have aptitude or people who could afford to try. I don't know. I'm not from here. I'm from Maras. I've only been here a couple times and always
Hmm.
for business. I wanted you to see all this because the person that we're going after, a lot of this is her kind of her doing. If well, most of these folks are from Karakara, and Karakara was really badly damaged, and the person that we're after, Umeli, she's the one that awoke the monolith. We tried to stop her. We did not succeed. Cal and I did not survive the fight, but more than that, there is an entire city that is struggling and suffering. And all the folks here. I don't know if you're planning to stick with us. I honestly am not sure why you would. But that's what's driving us right now. Not
Oh.
entirely, but all of this, and she just gestures around at the camp.
Sort of choked up. He he originally I only heard about this city. I didn't know exactly what city it was, but I heard there was just people in need. And I mean, as you guys have seen, I like to cook, and so I wanted to help. But uh, I I even know that I won't be able to support everyone here. But if the woman lady, I would just call her a monster, to be honest, caused whatever it was that forced all of these people to come here. Um, I I don't see any other reason why I wouldn't go with you guys. I don't want to have other people in other cities in the same predicament, not having anything to eat, just struggling, suffering when they have no reason to. All because I don't know what her motives were, but because she just wanted to destroy a city. That doesn't seem right.
No, it wasn't. I don't even think she meant to do it, honestly, from what I've been told. I mean, well, we might go to Karakar at some point and you'll see it. There's a monolith just floating above the city. And it was that breaking through the ground that caused so much damage. I don't know. I don't know what she hoped the monolith would teach her. But wherever she is, she's still working on that, on whatever it was.
You say monolith. Uh, correct me if I'm wrong, but is it? I may have dreamt of it. Is it just a giant stone? Like in comparison, next to it, you just feel like an ant, sort of sense.
I
Because it
don't know
might.
about an ant, but yeah, it's a big stone.
Huh. Ever since arriving here, I've had dreams of the monolith. I didn't know what it meant or what it was. I didn't even know about what was happening, but I guess you would say I'm somewhat tied in. That just that adds so much more questions to what I to what my dreams meant.
Well, now you have a better idea. So you can decide whether you want to stay here and try to help here, or well, if you do come with us,
You,
it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be safe.
I'm not worried about the easier safety part. I'm no
You should
stranger
be.
to that. Uh,
3 of
the
us have died. 1 of us permanently.
I'm sorry, what?
I told you. The first time we faced her, Cal and I died. Like died.
But you said 3 of you.
Yeah, and now we've lost Krios in our I don't even know what you call it. Adventuring,
Uh,
fighting, in trying to find what we need to face Umeli. I mean, that was sort of like a side hustle, but Krios was there when we were doing the other stuff. So
in many ways, I don't feel afraid to go with you guys. Even after hearing what you just said, it just in an odd sense, it just sort of seems to accept if death is to come, it's to come. In some ways, it may be relieving. I could touch more on that later, but all in all, I have no issue going with you guys. I do, however, sort of moving away from the tragic conversation. Uh, if it's possible, maybe tomorrow or later or such, going to back to the Arcanium and seeing if I can find any students or faculty I could teach how to do what I just did, sort of with the food, create an abundance for them, and sort of help set that farther along. Maybe they would be willing as like free time.
yeah, maybe. Um,
That would sort of help relieve if, in the case that I'm not here, they would they would still have food around.
we can definitely check. We're gonna have to go back. Merv told him we'd be back, so
I did also tell Dumpster Fire I was coming back.
yeah, you don't. You definitely do not want to make that. You do not want to make that woman angry. All right. Well, we should go meet it with everybody else. I wanted to make sure you had full context, full scope for everything. So,
Like I said, though, I thank you for telling me these things. I do have a lot more questions now, but I have no issue going with you to try and stop this. I think Baraka said her name was Umili. I just want to make sure I'm getting her name correct.
You did. I said it a few times.
Okay. Sorry, so much information all at once. It's just making sure. Anyway,
Yeah. You're good. You're good. Hold on. Let me figure out where they are, and I will cast sending to Merv. Where the hell are you all? We forgot to set up where we were gonna meet you. Oh, this is Emma Prime, by the way.
Walk into the Slayer's place to get the armor unfucked.
Right, meet you there.
Right.
Yeah, that's just Ember Prime saying that out loud because I'm definitely not taking another spell slot.
I do like as if it's just two people that have known each other for too long now. It's just you saying it to empty air and Merv just waiting into silence for a second, just going, right.
Mm.
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 You reckon?
Reckon. Okay. You all meet out at the Slayer stronghold. It's kind of late into the evening, but the stronghold stays open fairly late because they have their own private like they have a tavern inside. There's private spaces as well. People live here or can bunk here as needed with membership. So you find it actually is still open. You ask around, and the blacksmith is not working, but they are just enjoying a drink at the moment at the little kind of like walk up bar area they have. He turns to a lot of you and says, "Ah, good to see you again. Welcome, welcome. Care to join me?"
What are you doing?
Oh, just having an evening ale.
Could we open up with some shop talk first?
Sure, if you like. Don't worry, that armor is well on its way.
Right.
It's
Okay.
looking
about-
very nice.
Yeah.
Gonna be
about-
strong plate mail.
Yeah. No. On that.
Maybe the best I've ever done, honestly.
Okay. Here's the thing. Guy what was gonna wear it died, so we're gonna need to get it modified.
How'd he die?
He did a flip and then he landed and a bunch of cave fishers mauled the fuck out of him.
Busted out of the ground right around him.
Yep.
Cave fishers.
Yep.
You mean the little lobster things?
I
Not
mean,
exactly little, but
yeah.
He kind of takes a drink at that. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Damn,
So,
that's a bad way to go.
yeah, it weren't great, but like it does
At
mean
that, at that, Cal goes to find like a private booth somewhere else.
he's a bit touchy on
Yeah,
it.
there's like empty tables.
Okay, I'm going to go there
and
and I am going to start an hour-long ritual and see how
Okay.
far through it I can get.
okay, very good.
But yeah, we just wanted to like touch base with you and see if you could like downgrade it slightly.
Well, I mean, you kind of commissioned what you commissioned, and the work is being done. You asked for plate mail. I'm making plate mail for you. The enchantment is already begun, right?
I mean,
so
the enchantment can stay. We just need to get the thing what's going on to changed.
that I mean, it's a bit tricky. Like I said,
Ragnarok, you wear armor.
I do not. It slows me down.
surely, I mean, look at a lot of strong members here in your retinue. I'm sure someone could make use of it.
I really don't want to pawn the nice thing you're gonna make. So like,
Surely there's something you can do.
Oh,
Instead of full plate, can Can we make it into a half plate?
Well, look, it's not exactly that easy when you make things like this, right? It's when you start disturbing.
Yeah, I mean,
When you start disturbing the enchantments that you're placing into things and reworking them, it can
Hey,
get a
just-
little spicy.
Strip it down into like just the the pads itself, and then strap that on some leather.
yeah, I mean, I get what
You-
you're saying. It's not
Right,
that
you
simple.
talk about it like this is an easy thing that I'm doing here. Like anyone could do it.
Like, I get that it's not that simple. I do understand what you mean, but surely for the for the task that was done in slaying a dragon, and surely for the for the right price, we can figure out a way to get this into what we need.
Well, you've done the task.
Yeah. I'm
You've
just
done the task. The price is already done, right? That's the whole reason why I'm making the plate mail for you.
Yep. That's it's gonna sit on a shelf. I don't want
Well,
that to
this is
happen.
very inconvenient. Okay.
Well, sorry, our friend died.
Yeah, it's
mean-
real shame for your craft that our friend got fucked all the way up.
Hey, look, I'm sorry about your friend, but you do know where you stand, right? In our line of work, we risk life and limb for
Yep.
coin.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's like the thing.
I mean, look at the castaways. They've lost a member. I mean, for the last 2 weeks, for 6 months.
Where
That
the,
seems
what?
Damn.
That's fine.
that seems irresponsible. That just
Yeah.
that just feels like they're just not even trying.
Yeah, it's like here's the thing: if you if you make the thing and you finish it right, it feels like almost sacrilegious for us to take it to the nearest armor shop and pawn it.
I'd be very insulted.
Right. So
That
we
that's why we're
can't
trying
use it.
to.
We don't want to waste it. It's a craft you're making. You're not just fucking around.
I guess. Yeah, I mean,
It's possible to shift it. But these things
Okay,
are
okay.
unstable. I can't guarantee anything. If I shift it, or attempt to, someone mentioned half plate. Is that what it is that you're looking for? You were very firm on plate mail.
Merv, Ragnarok, either one of you.
I mean, I
I
guess.
mean,
you
if
go
it's
ahead.
still on the table, I'd rather have a wing of fire protection.
Well, I mean, we're well past that. I mean, I can't stop everything for that. I mean, you could kill another dragon if you like.
I won't be wearing any of the armor.
I mean, if you make like, I guess half plate. How much does it? How much is it gonna weigh?
Let's find out. A half plate weighs 40 pounds.
I mean, and you said it's gonna like. Okay, let me think. It can either make it into half plate, or it's pretty much just half plate, right?
Well, I can attempt to make it into something else. Like I said, it's just when you're dealing with things like this. I mean, yes, it's dragon pieces, but you're working with the enchantments that make the resistance happen as well here, right? So, in that regard, it's unstable when we change it after the fact. You have to be certain. I can only attempt this once.
Are we thinking half plate or like a breastplate or like?
I mean, it's for you, right?
Yeah, Krios did want when I asked him, he said that you should end up in the armor. I mean, if you don't want it, then we can figure something else out. But I'm just trying to think of who can use it. I would suggest Rainier, but I'm pretty sure that that might actually kill Cal. So I'm not going to suggest that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would I would be happy to go with the full plate, but then I just feel like somebody else is risking getting burned. I would just be using it for the fact that it's really tough armor. Somebody else could have really tough armor, and they mentioned that whole fire resist thing. But I'm already like this, so if nobody wants it, I will do it.
I mean, okay. I'll take. Okay. What do you think would look better on me, half plate or a breastplate? How long those things take to get on and off?
I mean, putting it on is maybe a few minutes. Taking it off is a little easier. But half plate, about 5 minutes to put on. It's about a minute to take off. A full plate is more intricate.
Right. What about a breastplate?
We can attempt a breastplate if that's what you're after here. Keep in mind, a half plate will provide more protection, but it is heavier.
I'll look at Ember. What you thinking? Which one should I go for? You're kind of the armored expert.
well, if you can handle it, the half plate will do the best to keep you alive. It'll be loud, but then again, and she just kind of bobs up and down on her toes as the chainmail that she wears jingles all over the place.
Right.
It's, I mean, breastplate is going to be lighter. It'll be a lot lighter.
Okay. I guess we'll go with the half plate to my size. Or does size matter? Is it?
Well, I mean, it's nice to get it custom tailored, but I mean, this will be a creation of magic. It will adjust to your size, or even to, and gestures to Ragnarok, even to their size. Just takes time.
All right. Am I gonna have to? I can't. I don't want to like wear any gloves with it.
I mean, you can wear whatever you want with it.
Right. And like, is it? Could it go under clothes or is it got to go over clothes?
I don't think this will fit well under clothes. I mean, if you have like big baggy clothes, I suppose. I mean, obviously you can wear a cloak of some kind.
Right. Well, I got
It,
a scarf.
yeah, I mean, look, you're talking about plates of metal on your body. It's hard to hide that kind of thing.
What color is it gonna be?
Well, it would be made of the scales, so it'd be a kind of a darkish red, I suppose.
Different scarf.
Actually, be pretty sick on you. I'm just throwing that out there.
All right, I'll take it. Assuming it doesn't blow up. If it blows up, just give us the pieces and we'll sell them.
He looks you all over. Half plate.
For me, yeah. I mean, I can come in and get it like customed if you want.
I mean, I could take your measurements now while you're here, save you the trouble.
It's up to you. I know you're drinking, so like I can come back tomorrow if it's less rude.
Do you think a man can't drink and measure?
I mean, I think you can. It's just a matter of whether you wanna.
Well, I'd rather get it done that way in the morning. I can just start the process.
He
whips
nods
out a
and just
little-
holds his hands
Yeah,
outside
he-
in a T pose.
Yeah, he whips out a little measuring roll and begins taking your measurements. He's very good at his job. It takes a few moments of this. Okay, I think we can work here.
And how long? I mean, I know it's probably gonna add time on to like fix it.
It's gonna add a bit of time. We were already pretty along here. Reshaping it.
I mean, the good news is you're making it smaller instead of bigger, so like
Oh, yes, but it's not necessarily the material. It'll absorb whatever material there is. It's the making sure that the enchantment sticks the way it's supposed to. I could have this done. What is it, the 15th now? I could have this done by the 20th.
that's what, 5 days from now?
If everything goes well.
I mean, I guess that'll work. I don't know if
Don't
we'll,
really got a choice.
yeah, I don't know if we'll still be here, but if we're not, we'll get it on the way back. Unless I die, then
Unless you die, in which case then one of you
Well-
can come pick of a fine piece of half plate.
yeah, it'll. I mean, it'll still wear fine, I guess. Just have to like stretch it out.
Look, if you die, none of us is taking this armor because it's fucking cursed, okay?
Yeah, that. Now you say it like that, I'm a little concerned.
Okay, I take offense to that.
I didn't. I am not implying anything about your craftsmanship.
I mean,
It is
you
a
sounded like
commentary.
you did.
No, it is a commentary on the on the friends we will have lost. Completely unrelated to your work, possibly because they were without your work. Now that I'm thinking about it,
That's what I think.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not.
that's almost
incorrect.
certainly what it is. So we will
Mhm.
probably wait for this armor.
Well, it is dangerous what we do here, but
Yep.
necessary.
Half plate will make it a lot less dangerous.
A lot less dangerous.
Well, I'm gonna leave you do your brew. Also because our friend over there is in some kind of state. I mean, they're like, is he talking to himself?
To
He's
work
got
out.
he's got a brazier on the table, so
Yeah, he's.
I'm
swaying
hoping there are
back and forth.
marshmallows, but I don't think there are.
Maybe he's just huffing it.
To work out all the particulars, right, of changing this magical armor you had requested not so shortly ago or long ago. About an hour goes by. Cal, your ritual completes.
Excellent.
For
At the
yourself.
end of said ritual, Karen Jr. Reappears.
Does he crawl out of the brazier?
No, there. I mean, there's a lot of smoke coming out of this brazier, and as
Yeah.
at the end of the hour, as it subsides, that's where KJ emerges from.
KJ's pretty good.
He also as a ritual, doesn't it? Isn't it just? Is it 10? The casting time is 1 hour. Is this
Yeah.
10 minutes or is it 10 minutes and 1 hour?
It's an hour and 10 minutes.
An
Yeah,
hour
it's
and
an hour
Casting
and
10
as
10
a
minutes.
ritual
Okay.
adds 10 minutes to whatever the
Yeah,
casting time is.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, is this or is it too? I haven't done Find Your Million forever. I was like,
Yeah.
did we waste an hour? Can he do this faster?
Hey, vibes. Maybe he needs an hour on the first
Maybe,
one.
yeah, maybe he needs an hour. Cool. Yeah. The ritual is complete.
Hey, hey, buddy. I'm sorry I got you killed. I'll try and do better the next time.
You see, they kind of flutter their wings a little bit, wrap them up, close to their body, and they, crawl their way over to you. They, rub themselves against your arm and your chest, and just kind of look at you.
Oh well, that's awfully sweet. Um, I do understand if you'd rather spend some time with Ragnarok, but I promise I'll try harder in the future. Um, to that end, um, do you like it more being out and about like you are now, even though it's more dangerous, or would you prefer that I um, left you in that, I guess, liminal space where you're nice and safe unless I really needed you?
You get the sensation, like the feeling in your mind of flying.
Hmm. I imagine that's probably hard if you're not out here. Well, very well. I'll do what I can to keep a better eye on you. If it makes you feel any better, you're not the only one I got killed. No, huh? All right. Well, like I said, I'll try and keep a better eye on you. And if you'd rather spend more time with Ragnarok, I understand.
Um, you get the feeling in your mind. Um, it's a sensation that's like bonded, right? That it's trying you get the feeling that it's trying to impart to you that it is yours.
Hmm. Well, I like you too, buddy. Oh, shit. I made a real mess here. Apparently, an hour of burning charcoal and incense on a table indoors creates a bit of a mess. Can you help me? No, we'll just shove it onto the table. Shove it onto the table.
You see it grabs any little like burnt pieces that have fallen out of the brazier, grabs it, just kind of like chucks its head to the side to toss it over.
And once he's back, I will rejoin the rest of the group.
Cool. Order plate, new revised order placed. You see Cal has their familiar pseudo dragon.
Oh shit. That's good news.
Heck,
Is it the same one or did you make another one that was like the same?
No, as far as I can tell, he seems to have the same memories and disposition. Well, are you just a facsimile of the old KJ, or are you in fact the same KJ?
You get the idea in your head of like me.
No, he has a very well defined sense of self. Um,
Let's
very well
do it.
defined.
Ember, speaking of, here's your 800 from the hall.
Oh, hey, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry,
Is that-
firm.
Is that everybody's cut?
800? Yeah, here's yours. Ragnarok.
Wonderful.
I'm taking 250 and just chucking it in the group. Keep it inside the bag.
Has there been a decision whether or not Firm is rolling with us for the foreseeable future?
We have not asked you yet, Firm, but I did take Firm to the over to the refugees. I explained how this all happened to Melly and all that. I mean, high level, didn't get into the nitty gritty. Other than you and me dying, Cal.
Hmm.
Figured if you were going to join us, Firm, like I told you, I just thought you deserved all the information.
Here's one more piece to this firm. I'll take out the intellect boost cipher and hold it, like set it on the table in front of him. Do you know what these are?
No.
Yes.
No.
Ancient technology.
Okay.
The context here is that Umeli is one of the probably foremost minds in the world on things like this. This is a piece of technology from a civilization that probably existed hundreds, thousands, hard to say, hundreds of thousands, millions maybe years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But Umeli is the foremost mind in the world on these things. Her knowledge of these things is what drove the big old pillar up through Karakara. She is like you in that I think she's some kind of like spell slinger, but she is way beyond your capabilities as far as I can tell.
Beyond any of us individually.
Our whole purpose here is the acquisition of money, magic, power, and knowledge in order to kill her and stop whatever it is she's trying to do.
Well, I did talk to Ember earlier. I'm feeling, how can I say, from what I'm understanding that she has caused, I have no qualms joining you guys to, for lack of a better word, go and kill this lady. I say kill because it feels like for the injustice that she's caused, it's not really a better outcome. I don't know about talking to her.
It's gonna be killing.
Oh, okay. Somebody's on the same page.
And to be clear, this is a process. We can't just go directly at her. We might be able to kill her now, but we don't really know enough, and we don't quite have the firepower. She wiped us pretty clean last time. Killed most of us with a single spell.
Okay. Okay. I understand.
Our last fella, we didn't give the full breakdown to, but he didn't really need much encouraging. He seemed a bit more considering of things.
You say the last fellow, the fellow I
Yeah, the one what
yeah,
died.
okay. Okay.
Three outs.
Yeah, the one what did a stunt and died.
Okay.
Okay, you don't have to. You can just.
I mean, it feels like it's like part of his legacy, right? He'd want everybody to know he died doing a stunt. Either way, like, you joining us is mostly signing up for a long, arduous, not particularly straightforward process of delving deeper and deeper into most likely violence and horror.
Like I said, I have no qualms with it. If 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 I can help relieve some of this like destruction and help refugees along the way, people who are in need, then I'm okay with it.
Well, congratulations then on a tremendously reckless decision. I'll extend my hand.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the 5th season.
I'll
He stops for a
extend-
second and is like, "Is that you guys, or do you guys have like
No, that's
another
our
season here?"
no, that's our no,
That's our adventuring team name.
it's a
Ah,
Brandon thing.
okay, okay.
We should get jackets.
Oh, fuck. Firm, how much money you got?
Uh, I
You got
feel like
enough to
you asked me this before.
I did, but it's a pertinent question.
Roughly like 120 gold.
Okay, so you're doing what kind of stuff do you like need for your food shit?
You mean like resources and stuff?
Yeah, I mean like logistic stuff.
Mm, not really much. I mean, I used up most of my spells right now to make most of the food and water. So whatever I just want to go buy from the stores whenever available, or catch on my own, just make do.
Do you need any shit for your magic stuff?
Mm, right now, maybe, maybe in the future, but I think I should have enough stuff right now. I probably before we head out from anywhere, I'll double check and run by a store if not. Looking it over, I think I have everything I need right now. I can sit down later and
I mean, more than likely we're gonna be going to a store at some point.
oh, okay, yeah.
We got coin to spend before we figure out what to do next. Oh, Cal, we got 5 days before that armor is done. So we could either hang around here for 5 days or leave and come back. Knowing that when we leave, we're going to somewhere that's a month out of the way. So, you know.
Wait, I don't understand. So the armor's going to be done in 5 days.
Right.
So I understand the option of waiting, but
Mm.
this other option, do we have some place to go that's within? Are we just going to leave the armor here?
I mean, yeah, we'd have to leave it probably because we'd either be going straight to Umeli or we'd be going to CFR.
Why would we be going straight to Umeli?
I mean, we'd get there too late, but we'd at least see what she did. Unless she
I
said
think
came
no
What?
matter what we do, no matter where we're going, we should take the time to wait. Wait
As
for
a-
the armor. I don't think
I mean,
wherever we're going that getting there with full protection and making sure so nobody dies. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so nobody dies.
right.
It
And
just seems important at this point.
I feel like more than that, we should we be going and checking on our elf friend?
Rael?
Right.
We could, yeah.
I mean, his trip was relevant to our interests. It's either it's
Kind
him,
of.
it's Umeli, or it's the tower. Those are kind of our three leads. Tower seems like maybe a dead end, considering you can't even get in there.
Well, she seemed intent on getting in. Maybe going there and finding out why might get us more information.
True. And it might be that she's got the part in her brain that we do that lets her understand these things. Might be she got in before, but you can only get in once. So I
Well,
suppose it's mostly a matter of like, what do we want to get up to while we're here for 5 days?
I have
See if
some.
there's any more side jobs.
That is certainly a possibility. I know that I've got some additional work that I need to check in on. So I wouldn't mind having a few days in town.
Is that your charitable venture?
It is the Quincy, absolutely.
Right. I mean, either way, we're crashing at Rainier's place tonight, right? Or would you prefer your parents' place?
Well, I'd certainly prefer my parents' place, but I'm not allowed in at the moment.
I mean, we could always just sleep in a tavern like normal people.
I mean, we've got plenty of gold to get a room, should we like to.
Firm, you got like any questions for any of this shit?
Mm-mm.
Taking all fairly well in stride.
I mean, from what I've ever encountered, I'm doing fine right now.
So where are you from exactly?
Uh, I don't know if I want to get into that yet.
Right. I mean, I got a lot of questions about the flavorful Titan.
Yeah, yeah, that's expected considering.
Is that a real or is that a like pseudonym? Is there a flavorful Titan?
Yes, it's real.
It's a tasty Titan.
You mean as in like a being? It's more of like a group.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, we got plenty of mostly walking and sleeping to unpack that, I guess.
Cal would like to go up to the bar and just get 6 ales.
Yeah, easily done.
Just come back and distribute those to the group. To Kriaz. Gone too soon.
Here.
Yes.
The Krios?
Oh, for fuck's sake, just drink the goddamn beer.
Just drink it, okay? Just you gotta read the vibe sometimes,
Okay,
right?
okay.
You'll get there. You'll learn how to like navigate the vibe.
I've ever met an individual who needs to spend more time with dumpster fire.
Who the fuck? What?
The orc. The big
Their
burly
name's
beefy.
Dumpster Fire?
Well-
that can't be a given name.
No, I mean I'm sure that's not their given name, but that's that's what that's the
Seems-
nickname.
That seems cruel.
She seems to like
I
it
don't-
quite a bit.
I was gonna say I don't think anybody is calling her dumpster fire, and I don't even know this person, but
Think
just
she's
looking
calling
at her,
herself dumpster fire.
I don't think anybody's calling her dumpster fire if she doesn't want to be called dumpster fire.
It's an
Yeah, I mean,
excellent point, Timber.
she's pretty strapping.
Yeah, I mean,
Lovely
Uh,
woman.
Firm has her stomach for homemade recipes.
he's a,
I mean, I do cook everything homemade.
Merv like reaches into a
that's a firm.
Merv reaches into a bag. You hear like a bunch of jingling as he's like rummaging through things. Like sets out a couple bottles, considers for a second, like snaps fingers. Ah, spoon's fucking perfect. This one's Mamaw syrup a floating.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Drink it.
Repeat that. What?
Trust exercise. Drink it. Mamaw syrup a floating.
Oh. Okay. Okay. And yeah, he'll just down it, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't taste good. You could tell sugar has been added, as if that's gonna help. But it's
Oh.
just very bright blue.
Mhm.
And very thick and gritty.
Mhm.
But it does give you a flying speed of 10 feet for 10 minutes.
Is the grit the sugar or something else?
Don't worry about it.
Oh no.
Hey, don't ask questions, okay?
My
It's
mistake.
fine.
My mistake.
Right. Is
This-
the grit
please-
is the grit the sugar or something else?
Tell you
Yes.
what, this one doesn't have blood in it, so that's a step up.
That's fair.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
you can fly, but like slowly. I gave you that to kind of like summarize my whole thing, so you know where I'm working from.
Okay. So you said I could fly?
Yeah, you can fly
Like,
slowly.
Slowly.
okay.
It's
Okay.
more like directional sort of shoving, but yourself through the air.
So levitate.
No.
Oh, okay. Making sure I'm getting the
Yeah,
clarification here
levitating's
before.
like in place.
Yep.
This one's
Yep.
like gentle drifting.
Yeah, as
Okay.
you're talking about it, you can you drank it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as you're
I think
talking
better
about this,
judgment.
yeah, you can like you don't mean to be doing it, but like you are hovering just ever so slightly above the ground right now.
Oh, this is like spiritually lifting. This is
Is it?
he takes in like a deep breath and you said slowly and
I
he
mean,
just slowly starts to
you got-
raise up,
You got
spinning.
10 minutes, so just like don't be too high when it's done. About 9
Ah,
minutes.
okay. And he'll just using it and as like a sense of freedom with everything, he'll go straight up to the clouds and just
Well,
look
you're-
around.
You just
You're
drift
inside.
outside.
Yeah, you're inside
Oh,
the Slayer
okay.
stronghold currently.
Okay.
Because you guys just got beers from there.
I was
Uh,
assuming
so
it was
you
like an
can f-
outside.
Yeah, you can float outside. Like you can
Yeah.
go out.
Yeah,
Mervin's
he'll
like
just
walking along beneath you, like 6 more minutes.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, what? What? As you, it's early. It's like, well, it's almost 9 o'clock, right? So it's pretty dim. As you you begin flying in the sky.
Okay, well, just try to drop like nearish to me.
yeah, okay. And
No,
once he
that
makes it
wasn't like okay.
once he makes it to like the clouds, he like takes a giant breath, just looking around, enjoying like the free air, and sort of just lays back for a second.
Okay. I'm not sure that you can get to actual clouds.
Oh no,
It's
Um,
10 feet. The problem is it's 10 feet, so you can't.
bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
you
Yeah.
it's slow.
you said moving slow. Okay, moving at
Yeah.
10 feet pace. Got it. Okay.
Mhm.
Also, there's a
Okay.
real possibility that if you were to get up to the clouds, the spell would end and you'd
Yeah.
be writing a new character.
If you want to get to the clouds, I'll let you get to the clouds. The spell will end.
It will end about the time you're getting to the clouds.
Yeah. If you want to touch fluffy clouds, we can do that.
I mean,
Uh,
I'm down below you. I'll try to save you.
Yeah, he'll do that. He'll go for the clouds.
Okay, I do.
Merv
want
has
to
a
go-
bottle out, just ready, looking up, like,
Yeah, Merv, it's
wow.
10 feet around, right? Fly speed 10 for
Yep.
10 minutes.
I mean, you can
Mhm.
dash, right? So you can get
Yeah.
20 feet.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
20 feet for 10 minutes. So
Okay. Um,
On the
What is it?
drop, he will free fall it backwards and look for Merv and the rest of the group.
okay.
And this one doesn't even have the ring of bravado.
now that would
right.
bar none the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. And I
Yeah,
feel like it's-
you barely make it to right where the clouds are before you feel yourself just begin plummeting. However, for you, this is actually a semi-familiar kind of feeling. The feeling of free fall, of weightlessness. And in this moment, as you are rocketing back towards the ground here, there is a moment of like peace and ease that you experience that is something semi familiar to you.
the
And
three down
then
here can hear Merv like feverishly like doing math, like, okay, 15 feet.
and
Just
then the
go.
ground is coming very, very quickly.
I'll cast my free use for Feather Fall and just gently
Um,
land.
Okay. Okay.
Huh.
You see, Merv, you're getting ready, right?
Yeah.
You're looking, you're like, for a moment, you're thinking, like, I don't see him.
Yeah.
Like it's dark, right? Like
Especially he's coming fast.
yeah, he's disappeared into the dark sky, right? And like, panic starts to, you get like that cold sweat that starts to hit you. And then you catch a glimpse of Firm just gently falling. He seems to be going quickly, and then suddenly his feet are on the ground in front of you.
If I may, that was about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Is that accurate? I want to go back to as Firm has taken off and has just sort of gotten out of sight.
Hmm.
And I'll turn to the others in the group. Listen, really, at the end of the day, it's not that I have anything against Firm. It's that
Mhm.
I don't think anyone should be joining us. This is insane.
Yeah, it's irresponsible, but he seems to have the right disposition for it.
Are you fucking with what he's doing right now? He seems to have the right disposition for it. Have you
Yeah,
lost your fucking mind, Merv?
We're doing something reckless, stupid, and possibly deadly. Yeah. I mean, we're fucking stupid for doing what we're doing, but like,
yes, we should stop.
We're it for the world, so that's why we're doing it.
Ragnarok, do you agree with that?
I think to join us, you need to be a little reckless, and he's proven just that.
He should be falling in like 3 minutes. I hope he didn't go lateral that much. I hope it was
Oh.
more of a straight up thing. Otherwise, he's fucked.
Also, I hope it was we definitely need people in this crusade.
I mean, I guess if he is okay, Amber, I already know what you're gonna say. You're gonna guffaw, but like a horror guffaw, like a gasp. When I say if he hits the ground and he dies, we take his stuff.
Okay.
I don't want him to, but like if he's just gonna do it, like
I'm
I
not
told-
going to say it.
Right.
I will just bank on he's got a way out of this
Yeah,
because otherwise, why would he have gone all the way up there?
yeah, for sure, he's got this,
But
right? Like,
if it doesn't work,
mhm,
and if something goes wrong,
mhm.
you do what you're gonna do. I'm not gonna stick around. Because, I mean, not on your part, but like, I don't want to see that.
Oh, it's gonna be grim.
Yeah.
I cannot take watching another person die.
That's valid. I mean, he's got about it's about a minute left if you want to go inside. He's gonna be falling pretty fast.
That just means he's got a minute to turn around and come back down. It's fine.
No, it's too late now.
Every last one
Okay.
of you is
He's not-
fucking insane.
he's
And
not
Cal
gonna
goes
make it.
inside.
He's not gonna make it back down now, Amber.
He's making it back down one way or another.
Well,
I'm
let's-
banking on him.
I mean, here's the thing. Maybe you're right. Maybe he started coming back down halfway up, but I don't think he was-
Look. Firmament seems like he's got his head on. I fully believe it's gonna be fine. I'm standing out here because I believe that. Otherwise, I'd be in with Cal. Cal, he's gonna be fine. He can't hear me. Never mind.
He can't. He's in a bit of a state. Ragnarok, just like he's got about 30 seconds. A logistical question. What was the turnover rate of your previous adventuring group vis-a-vis like deaths and like how we doing?
Not quite. Nobody really
Great.
died. They just were tired.
That's so you'd say we're above average in the deaths,
Yeah, we could definitely cut back on those.
right? Okay, he should be falling now.
This is not a good start.
Yeah,
We don't know that. Just
I mean, hopefully he doesn't hit a roof. That'd be a real bastard.
As
I
described,
fully
he-
believe Firmament's gonna be fine.
he doesn't appear when you expect him to, and then you see him floating down, landing safely.
Called it. Called
Yeah.
it. In your. Well, no, never mind.
I mean, I was hoping you were right.
Yeah. That's why I stopped myself. That was
I mean, I should have
that's
known
what
you
I thought.
had your own magic stuff.
He's like, were you worried?
Yeah, we figured you. Well, we didn't figure nothing. We just were like spitballing.
I said you'd be fine.
I said
did
you
not
might
have
not
faith.
be. Yeah, we thought you might have
Alright.
impacted.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But let's
I'm-
go back in for more
We need,
drinks.
we need to go back inside.
Okay.
Cal was really worried about you, and he went inside because
Hell, I told you he was fine. He still can't hear me.
yeah, because he got upset because he thought you were gonna die, and he didn't.
Well,
wanna
I
lose
don't think it
anyone.
was because of that. I think it was because of us. But we
I
we,
just
we
had-
were seeming a little callous. Like,
I mean, in fairness, you were seeming kind of callous, Amber. I've been fairly.
excuse
consistent.
me? I was
Yeah.
the one who was convinced he was going to be fine. How is
I
that
know, but-
callous? You know
But
what?
Usually, you would have been like, "We got to fly up there and save him."
Why would I suggest that if I think he's going to be fine?
Merv is like, you can see Merv squinting past, like, with his glasses tilted down slightly.
Don't give me that look.
Let's go drink.
You all head in. The Slayer Stronghold is happy to serve libations to the renowned 5th season Slayers of Dragons. You all can stay here drinking for the next several hours if you like. They will begin to like, hey, we gotta like, people are gonna sleep here, so you wanna if you wanna stay to the wee hours of the morning, you are welcome to. But unless you are paying members of the club, there is no room here.
Ember will only stay for a little while. She's not gonna get completely blitzed or anything like that. And then wherever I guess stay at Rainier's. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave when you leave.
All right, Ember and Merv head to Rainier's. Is anybody not staying at Rainier's place?
Ragnarok.
All right. Where do you go, Ragnarok?
Just a near end.
Okay, cool. Yeah, easily taken care of. What about Firm and Cal?
Cal, go for it, Firm.
I was gonna say he's gonna walk up to Cal and just start apologizing for making him worry. It was just sort of in the moment. He didn't think about anybody worrying of him. If he upset him, he didn't mean to, and he just wants to make that known.
Well, I appreciate that, Firm. See, I don't know you. I don't know what you're capable of and not capable of. And I just watched a friend die. I made a mistake and he died. And I'm really not in the mood to see that again. So I do appreciate your apology. What is your plan for the rest of the evening?
Just gonna sleep. It's been a long day, long experience in this city. A lot of stuff was taken in. I feel like it's just time to try to get a good sleep.
Well, do you have a place to do that?
Not really. Normally I just make a little tiny hut. Just kick it out.
Well, it is far from luxury accommodations, but recently, when the 5th season is in Bastion, we tend to stay at Rainier's place. Would you care to join us?
Yeah, I mean, if you'll let me, yeah.
Well, let me just finish this meal here, which Cal is eating at the bar, and then we'll head back to Rainier's place and get some shut-eye. And sort of over my shoulder, I'll just say to Rainier, that doesn't mean we're cool yet, but we do need a place to stay, so.
They
To
just
be
give you a
continued.
nod.
I love that you basically just told this man that you may not like him, but you're gonna use him for his house.
Yeah, what's more Cal than that?
Yeah. All right. The lot of you head to Rainier's, Ragnarok breaking off to get a nice hotel room with a very comfortable bed and not a floor. Um, as you approach Rainier's place, you notice that there is a group of 4 people standing outside. This is like, maybe around midnight or so.
Mhm.
They are holding, 2 of them are holding torches just to light the area. Um, and it's easy to notice them because their armor gleams and reflects the light of the torchlight in the night. And as you approach and come closer to them, they take notice and turn. One of them takes a few steps forward in your direction, and you can make out the symbol of a great platinum dragon head on this person's chest plate. That's where we're going to end session.
Nice.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of our friend's actions coming back to bite us.
I don't know,